If somebody loves you, you're going to treat them one way. And if somebody hates you, you're going to treat them a different way. You're going to be really relaxed to the people that love you, and you're going to be on guard and suspicious of the people that hate you, that you think might do you harm. Let me take off my white privilege lens. So, all the fake outrage about what a double standard, the storming of the Capitol, if only it was minorities, can you imagine the massacre? No, you're wrong and you know it. It has nothing to do with the color of the skin of the people that are storming the Capitol. It has everything to do with the group that's being advertised for the event, okay? So it could have been 40% blacks, 40% Mexicans, 20% whites in that group that stormed the Capitol, and it would have had the same exact result, the same exact police presence. They weren't afraid of the people storming. They knew that the people weren't there to harm the cops. The cops were relaxed because the cops are on that side, and it's not the side of any racist, any sort of racism or anything like that. It's simply conservatives, Republicans, Trump supporters love cops. Blue Lives Matter are mostly conservatives, Republicans, while BLMers are mostly death to cops. It is widely known. BLM doesn't hide it. You hate cops. BLM wants cops dead. BLM wants to kill cops. Most people marching in BLM protests, riots, got ACAB all over their profiles, right? So why wouldn't there be a bigger police presence and take BLM events more seriously when you are literally saying you hate cops? Why wouldn't those police want to break up and disperse the protests, the riots quicker when they're on edge, when they're suspicious of you because you hate them? You actively say it. Why would they take the Patriots, the conservatives, the Republicans, the Trump supporters serious and on edge when they're not there to hurt the cops? You BLMers are there, are doing their protests to hurt the cops. So I don't have to explain this. It's insincere fake outrage. There's a double standard, but it has nothing to do with race. If I was marching in a BLM event, then the cops would take me just as seriously as what's happening in most BLM events. They would want to disperse me. Doesn't matter what the skin color is of the people in a BLM event. They assume that I hate cops. So it just comes down to that. You want to be in a group that is widely known for hating police, hating law enforcement, then your events are going to get dispersed, broken up, and met with a bigger police presence quicker. It's that simple. You want to be in the group that loves police, loves law and order, then you're going to get a lot more allowance, like what we saw at the Capitol. It could have been 50% black skin in that group that stormed the Capitol. If they knew, oh, well, this is a Trump event, they're not here to hurt me. What? There was $2 billion of damage done in 8 or 9 days of BLM riots, summer of 2020. There was not even $100,000 of damage done to that Capitol from the Patriots storming of the Capitol the other day. Nancy Pelosi's name tag was ripped off the doorway. Nancy Pelosi's podium was stolen, carried away. Papers, folders were thrown onto the ground from the desks of some of the senators or whatever. And some windows were broken. A fire extinguisher was taken off the wall. There was no damage done. So all this fake outrage, we all know that BLM riots, destroys, and murders when some really violent career criminal that's destroying their community gets attacked by the police because they were attacking the police, or something similar like that happens. So it's just night and day. It's night and day when you're talking about cops fearing you or not fearing you, and rightfully so because of what you are openly for, what your beliefs are, and you're and you want to hurt the cops, you want to kill the cops, you hate the cops, you want to break up the cops, you want to defund the police. So you're not surprised. It's nothing to do with race, though. Now, moving on. Let me put on my daddy hat for this. Miya Ponsetto versus Harold Kenyon, is it? Let's check it out. Let's look over here. Now, these are very bad people. We're going to do a really unique take on this. Ben Crump is a very racist, race-baiting lawyer that only represents black clients. And when they have no business, when there's nothing to do, they got to reach. They got to reach for a news story. So listen to this.
We can make it this time in America. There is outrage that a white woman was shot storming the Capitol building. But they had no problem when a black woman was shot in her apartment sleeping in her bed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and what she's talking about, what he's talking about right there? He was just talking about Breonna Taylor versus this girl. And the only people outraged about this girl that was just killed at the Capitol are the conservatives. Because actually the mass media, they don't even care about this girl. She's not black. Can you imagine? He wants to talk about double standards. The only outrageous double standard is that if this girl was black and that cop had just shot from that far of a distance through a barricade, there would be scream and bloody murder right now going on with MSNBC, CNN, mass media. So this guy is already deceiving you, because there is no outrage at all about her death at the Capitol, shot by police, except in the conservative media world. But the majority of the media is ignoring it completely. And he wants to compare it to Breonna Taylor. Yeah, conservative media doesn't think Breonna Taylor, her death was that outrageous, because it's unfortunate for her that her boyfriend was a drug dealer and was bringing drugs through that house, and an illegal warrant came on through, and the cops got shot at by the boyfriend right next to Breonna Taylor. She wasn't sleeping in her bed. She was in the hallway, dead in the hallway, shot a couple times by the cops in the hallway. But the boyfriend shot the cop in the leg, and the cops returned fire. So he's very disingenuous, because the Breonna Taylor incident, they were shooting at the cops. And in this entire Capitol building incident, there was not one gunshot by anybody storming the Capitol. Nobody shot a gun. There was one person with a pistol and one crazy guy, some of the crazy QAnon people with the spear. But nobody shot at any cop. There were no gunshots fired except the cop that killed her. So he's very disingenuous, very insincere. That is the theme across these two segments that are very relatable. Very, very disingenuous, insincere scam artists. And so Ben Crump is a very evil, race-baiting lawyer that loves to play up the divisions of race and pit people against each other. And he's stretching huge on this story. And now listen to the parents, how horrible they are.
And so...
and we understand, we believe in speaking to a therapist, but we also believe in music therapy. Keon and I have traveled the whole world, and we understand that this woman enabled that woman, this hotel enabled that woman to put her hands on my child. And this is not only for my son, this is for every other young black, Hispanic person of color out there that has to deal with this and does not have the same reputation that Keon and I have.
Can you believe this? So these people, these parents, are so fake. They're trying to milk this no news story. They're trying to milk this non-event, this common occurrence event, into some hate crime. And this father, I did not care about this news story weeks ago. I saw it a couple times on the news, and I didn't think it was interesting enough. But then it kept popping up on my news feeds, so I had to look into it, and this made it become interesting. Keon Harold, the father, senior, because he named his kid Keon too. Would you believe that his, look, he's supposedly got a lot going on for himself. He's verified, he's a trumpeter, so he's got some connections. He has been obsessed with this young girl from California who did nothing more than attack them with civil disrespect, as he puts it. Where is the civil disrespect? Somewhere, he said. That's what we've been robbed of, our civil disrespect. We got robbed of our civil respect. But she bear hugged the 14-year-old, and now he is, for 2 weeks straight, obsessed with her. Literally 18 posts now about her since this Happy Holidays Christmas post. And now watch this. What do you see? Because I'm going to tell you the only 2 things that come from this video.
Show me this is my phone. Show me. No.
You don't have to explain nothing to her.
Take the case off. That's mine. Literally, get it back.
Are you kidding me? You feel like there's only one iPhone made in the world?
No. Okay, then show me the.
No, you get a life
over there. No, what's on your background?
You better go find my iPhone. Go do that.
Find my iPhone is on.
No, you can't. No,
I'm the manager of the hotel.
I don't care. This is my son.
That was important, by the way. See that? That's his 14-year-old son. He's about to cooperate and show his phone.
No, you can't. No.
I'm the manager of the hotel.
I don't care. This is my son.
Hey,
did you see me just come downstairs out of the fucking elevator?
I'm trying to help.
No, but you're not helping.
I
what
am.
you've been is disrespectful.
No, I'm trying to settle the situation.
My son has nothing to do with her.
No.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the lobby.
Then show me the proof. No, he's not leaving. Show me the proof.
Are you kidding me? You better get on.
I need you away.
Let's go,
I
kid.
need you away.
I'm sorry.
Better get on. We have you see 2 black people.
No, I'm not letting him walk away with my phone.
Better get on
No,
somewhere,
please
lady.
get my phone back. I cannot not have my phone.
Get your ass off.
Look at what he writes, too. I hate I have to post this, and yet since that post, he has gone on to do 2 weeks of nonstop, 100% content about her. And now the latest one, he and all of his black mob mentality people are mad that she's getting released. They are mad, super frustrated. So no hate crime charge? Inundate the DA's office? I don't even know what they want. Because there is no bail in New York. You get released automatically. Unless it's a super heinous crime. Even people with gun charges get released, no bail. So this dude is stoking racism. It's so surprising. 100% of his Instagram profile for the last 2 weeks, he's obsessed with this girl. Or Ben Crump, the evil attorney, is behind it. But one way or another, between Ben Crump and the parents that are probably trying to get the father some extra, notoriety and build up his trumpeter business and trying to get a payday out of the hotel. Like, do you hear that, mother? That the hotel enabled this girl to commit a racist act against her son. What second in that video shows any evidence whatsoever of her targeting him because of his skin color? Nothing whatsoever. And in fact, everything has come to light to show proof of otherwise. This is a former friend of Mia's, and she says,
he was just like, can you just stay away? They always get into fights. One time, they hit a random girl with a glass because they were talking to one of the guys or whatever. So
there's been other incidents of Miya confronting, being dramatic, attacking other people. So look, turned out that Mia's wrong. What else do I have here? Yeah, when I should show that. Let's show this.
And y'all just take a back seat. At what point do you take a stand? Stop comparing Patriots to Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is rooted in falsehood and lies. They're protesting and burning down a building because a man shot a police officer and ended up getting shot back. They burning communities down because a dude sexually assaulted his girlfriend, showed up at her house the next day. She called the police. He fights the police with a knife in his hand, and they shoot him and paralyze him. And they burn down the city. And everybody, oh, you're just the left. Conservatives ain't doing that. We're not.
Jacob Blake's lawyer, by the way, that's who we just talked about. Also, Ben Crump. So, yeah, BLM, man, it's rare that they actually find a case, a tragic incident of a good person that is being tragically attacked or killed by the police. Because Jacob Blake is not a sympathetic character. He raped his ex-girlfriend, went back for more when there was a restraining order against him, fought the cops, resisted arrest, and then got shot 7 times. And Ben Crump was his lawyer. And then BLM rioted and burned down the city. Like I said, there's been $2 billion of costs, insurance claims in the 8 or 9 days of BLM riots. And there isn't even $100,000 storming the Capitol. And it's just a no-brainer why there's a bigger police presence for BLM events versus Trump headline events. It's how the event is organized. It's how you advertise the event. Doesn't matter the makeup of the group, the skin color of the people in the group. It is, oh shit, it's a BLM event? Oh, it's the people that hate cops? Okay, we gotta take this seriously. We gotta be on edge. We gotta break it up quicker. Oh, it's a Trump supporter group. It's a conservative group. It's a Republican group. It's a patriotic group. Okay, they love us. Okay, we can give them more. We can give them a longer leash. You get it? So common sense. But back to Miya Ponsetto. Sure, she's bitchy. Sure, she's bratty. Sure, she's dramatic. And she's also confrontational. There's a handful of incidents where she gets into confrontations with people, and she's even attacked other people, throwing a glass bottle. I think she had some property damage on another incident. So she's got anger issues. And all this shows that she does not discriminate. She gets into fights with other people. It's just so disgusting that the media would make a narrative that this is somehow race fueled, that they would label her a Karen. Okay, a Karen, like this is the prettiest, hottest Karen that there's ever been, right? Because every Karen I've ever seen in the media, they're ugly and they're older, way older, or they're fat and older. Like trying to compare this girl to the Amy Cooper, the dog walker, that was literally, I'm going to show that at the end of this, that said to the black bird watcher, I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to call the cops and say African American is harassing and attacking my dog. And like, that was so extreme. Like, yeah, you're a Karen. And like, yeah, that was race fueled. There's not 1 second, not one thing said that makes this anything to do with race. And yet, if you look at, I can't even remember his name, Keon Harold. If you look at his profile, his Instagram profile, that's all he's obsessing about with since Christmas, since his happy holidays. And if you look at all the people commenting, it's mostly just people that hate white people. And they just want this girl to burn and rot in hell and get the death sentence and to be charged with a hate crime over where? Where is the evidence? This is just an out of control cheerleader, okay? And she comes from nothing. She has no privilege. She's Puerto Rican, okay? Miss Harold, she's Puerto Rican and Greek and blah, 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 whatever else. She's not white. And Google Marina Circle, Peru, California. Piro, is it? It's a little city in Los Angeles. What is the average house price in California? Average home price in California. Because guess what? So yeah, the median house price for California is $700,000. Miya Ponsetto lives with her family. So she doesn't even live on her own. She's 22, still living at home in a $400,000 house. Look at the house prices on Marina Circle in Peru, Los Angeles. They are $400,000. So she's living in the poorest of the poor, a ghetto little house in California. 400 grand in California. The average price for a house is 700 grand. A nice house is gonna be 800, 900, 1 million. She's in a $400,000 house. So don't even try to say that she has privilege. If she has a sense, if you see her actions as entitlement, it's because of her looks. So she knows she's pretty, and so she feels entitled to boss people around or whatever, and be bratty and be bitchy. And she's got an anger issue, so someone should make her go do some anger classes or whatever. But this ain't a hate crime. This isn't worth anything. And shame on Harold. Shame on, just so you know, Kenyon Harold. Shame on Kenyon Harold and the wife, Cat Harold, for trying to vilify this young girl that is clear. There's nothing in any of this incident that has to do with, and over that 1 minute incident, somehow the hotel enabled her to cause some emotional distress on her son. That she bear hugged the kid. She bear hugged him, and then she got knocked to the ground. She fell over. Nothing. If there is no harm, then no foul. Okay, this is like Allen Iverson. Practice? We talk about practice?
We're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game.
So, we're not talking about murder here. We're not talking about rape here. We're not even talking about a real assault here. We're talking about a little girl, a petite cheerleader girl that bear hugged this 14-year-old that's a big dude, and because of the black media, the BLM pressure, the cancel culture, they got the NYPD to send detectives out to California to track her down and drag her back to New York. Talk about a waste of taxpayers' money. And it's all just going to end up with probation. All right? And all you're doing, Kenyon Sr., Kenyon Harold, all you are doing is you're going to make her famous. All right? Because she says a lot. She doesn't know how to give an interview. She has a lot of rambling statements. At one point, she even, Gail says, and you attacked him. And she said, yeah, I attacked him. But how did I attack him? She shouldn't even have said that beginning part. So she doesn't look good in her interview as far as a judge goes later on. But listen to this.
And then it turned out he didn't even have your phone. That's the thing. I mean, you're saying, look, I'm 22 years old. You're 22 years old, but you are old enough to know better. So I will say you're 22. I get it.
Enough. The hotel did have my phone. The hotel did end up having my phone. I did get my belongings returned.
So the daddy hat and that. All right, Gail, enough. 2 signature trademarks that she can push to have a name for herself on IG. She could be an e-girl, whatever. She needs to have an Instagram going and just freaking having 100,000 followers already, because that's what she can get out of this. And it may piss a judge off a little more, and she may end up getting a month or 2 in jail, but it's way worth the trade-off. When I was 17 and I was front page national news, lawyers told me don't talk to the media, and I didn't, and I regret that to this day, because they screwed me out of getting a lot of exposure and being able to be a public figure and rising a lot quicker than I ended up doing. And I wasn't even facing anything serious as a child in high school. And same with her. She's an adult, but there's no way in hell she's facing any serious jail time. This is nothing at all. If it's some BLM kind of judge, then maybe she will face a month or 2. Maybe if she keeps doing media gigs and she keeps acting like a bratty, snobby Beverly Hills type, then maybe she'll get a month or 2, but it'll be worth it. You hear me, Mia? Do it. Take advantage of this. Laugh in this father's face, because this guy is freaking self-absorbed. I mean, dude, we have 4,000 people now dying a day from the virus. I'm not one to freaking care about this virus stuff, because cancer and car crashes, a lot of things kill a lot of people every single day. But, these kind of BLMers, and Harold for sure, his whole group, his whole crowd, they're all liberals, so they were all about the virus to bring down President Trump. But, 4,000 people dying a day. We're going to have 400,000 people dead from the virus. And we got the storming of the Capitol, right? And we got unbelievable divisions in this country. And we have real murder victims. Real families going through real pain, wanting real justice. And this dude, this race-baiting father that wants extra notoriety for his trumpeteering is just non-stop on this mob vigilante attack against this girl. For justice for my son. Nothing happened to your son. Y'all talk about therapy because you're just milking it. You're just trying to they're just trying to get money from the hotel. This is not these BLMers, they're just stretching. They have to freaking wait for a real story, a real racism that caused a real tragedy or a real injustice. This was 1,000 interaction like this happen every single day between all the races. Man, white people, if you get pickpocketed, you better hope when you turn around it's not a black person, because they're trying to make it so you cannot accuse a black person of anything, or make you walk on eggshells like cancel culture, where if you accuse a black person of anything, if you're not 100% right, you're going to be called a racist, and they're going to come after you, and the mob, the online mob, are going to be screaming bloody murder for hate crime charges. Miya Ponsetto did nothing racist whatsoever, and she shouldn't even be charged with a crime because no harm was done. But yeah, just give her a slap on the wrist, give her some anger management classes, and she, at this point, since this father is not a, Michelle Obama says go high when they go low. Well, this fool really going low. He's really trying to attack this girl in a mob mentality and just keep putting her on blast for 2 weeks straight. He got nothing going on in his life. How embarrassing. Look at his Instagram. I can't believe it. 18 straight posts. His 100% of his Instagram for 2 weeks is only about this girl. Like, get a life, man. Nothing happened to your son. Oh, all right, and we're going to finish with the only two things that are in that video. There's no evidence of racism, that's for sure. But he tells his son, no. The son's about to show off his phone. He's about to take the phone out of his pocket. But the father is second guessing his son. The father's thinking, maybe my son did steal her phone. So he tells his son, no. And he wants to get him out of there. So the kid was pulling the phone out of his pocket to show the manager. But the father is protecting his son in a different kind of way, because he's saying, no. He doesn't want the son to cooperate, because he's like, oh shit, maybe he did take his phone. I don't even want to risk my son getting in trouble, so let's get him out of here. That's the only thing that the video shows. And the other thing the video shows is more proof that Miya Ponsetto is not racist. That there wasn't a racist thing about this interaction that happens thousands of times a day among people in public. And I will let this cool dude with this cool channel show that real quick. Give him a shout out. I'll put the link on the video. And he's a police officer, and he points this out.
This is Miya Ponsetto's mother up in the corner. And if you guys forgot what Miya looked like, this Miya Ponsetto right here. Clearly, you can see from her eyes, she's either on some pills or she's intoxicated. She is out of her mind, and from what this young lady, Pammy Kyle, told us, she is certainly and absolutely on that downward spiral, out of control.
Even drunk or high, and she still didn't slip up. She still didn't say what's really on her mind or her true feelings. With no filter whatsoever, we still didn't hear one racist thing come from her. She didn't even say, that black dude has my phone. She didn't even say that. So, the proof, people. This is a scary time where BLM has control of corporate America and the mass media. And they reach. They always got to keep a story in the news about some sort of injustice against black people. When there isn't a story, they gotta make one up, like this girl. Like Miya Ponsetto is now being attacked. She's the victim. Nothing's wrong with this 14-year-old. It was a misunderstanding. She was wrong. Apologize or don't apologize. And these parents, get your 15 minutes of fame or not. Do your interviews or not for a couple days. But you serious? 2 weeks now, nonstop attacks against her? and you're leading this BLM mob against her? What do you want from her? You already got her dragged to New York, got her in jail, got her surrounded by the virus. What do you really want? What is your sense of justice for a bratty, bitchy, drunk cheerleader? I hate edits, but I gotta add, this father is so self-absorbed, he even named his son after himself. So it just goes to show all the virus deaths going on, all the riots, protests going on for different things, all of the murders going on, and real justice that people so desperately need airtime for. And this father and mother, Kat and Kenyon Harold, are filling up the airwaves with this racist narrative, the tragedy of Miya Ponsetto. She's the real victim at this point. Maybe they were slight little victims worth a day of the news, and as she is far and away has become the victim. So this family represents the BLM scam. This family represents all that is bad with the BLM injustice, racist narratives that are now taking over corporate America, pressuring and bullying social media and sponsors, etc. Kat and Kenyon Harold are bad people who are represented by a very bad, evil lawyer, Ben Crumb. And I have now laid out all of the unique perspectives and the proof. That's all you need. Hate crime? Are you freaking kidding me? There's not a shred of evidence of any racism whatsoever, let alone a hate crime. And we're talking about practice. Practice, not a game. Yeah, not a murder, not a rape, not a kidnapping, not even a real assault. We're talking about a bear hug from a little girl who has some issues and is proven she got issues. She doesn't discriminate. She likes confrontations with a lot of people. And your son got the privilege of getting one of those confrontations. And now you're using your black privilege with the little fame you got to try to attack and destroy this girl with your BLM mob. Get over it. Start posting some of your trumpeteering, or your anti-Trump if you got TDS syndrome. Start posting your regular content again. How long are you going to go on with this, man? What's your sense of justice? These people, everyone go to his Instagram, look at the comments. These people really want her to like rot in jail. What does she do? This is something that plays out on high school and college campuses thousands of times a day. Cat fights, drama queens, cheerleaders, fights among people, interactions across America all the time, every day. This is a college girl. These people are really bad. And she's not even white. She's Puerto Rican, etc. She is the Hispanic that mother just said, we're standing up for all Hispanics that has to endure racism. Like, this is insanity. It is a disgrace that the media gives these people this much airtime. It was I guess it was a footnote, kind of a news story for a day. Definitely not worthy of Newsball TV, but after seeing his Instagram, it was worthy. And I decided I was going to do this video. And now I'm glad I decided it, because seeing her daddy hat and seeing her say, enough, Gail, it's cool. It's got some cool elements now, and now I'm rooting for her. She's not a sympathetic character, but thinking of how like she's had to freaking sit in jail with the virus, really prevalent in there, it's like, okay, enough's enough. And this guy's Instagram, it's like almost to the point of obsessive stalking. Get over it. This is nonsense. Your 14-year-old little weak boy? No, he's not. Nothing happened to him. So we see the videos. He got bear hugged. Get over it. Fake ass racism narrative. Stop it.
How is one girl accusing a guy about a phone a crime? Where is the context in that?
Mia,
what is the deeper
Mia,
story
it's
here?
not.
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Rambo, and there is a man, African American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.